Disclaimer: the following program features language not suitable for all audiences, and the expressed opinions found within this program are a reflection of those who feature on the PopCulture Effect podcast. Welcome to the PopCulture Effect. I'm Rockin Rob, and on this show I bring my closest friends together to talk about all of the news happening in our pop culture world around us. Greetings all. Welcome to Rob's Corner. A little tidbit that I am just going to be throwing in every now and again, as unfortunately my scheduling will be changing a little bit, so you may not be hearing from me with the rest of my friends, but I hope you still continue to enjoy their antics. But for this edition of Rob's Corner, there's quite a lot that I wanted to talk about, so I'm literally sitting here editing this episode that is going to be coming out, and to provide context, what was supposed to be the beginning of this episode was an addendum from me talking about a potential new series called Dragon Ball Magic. Well, then what do you know? Within the last few hours, we got the Dragon Ball Daima trailer from Toei Animations, and this looks really cool. In my opinion, I'm really excited for what this has to offer. It kind of looks like it's going to be a retelling of GT in a sense, but instead of just Goku being a kid, it's literally everybody. So we'll see what kind of elements the other shows have on this, like what transformations we'll be able to see. I guess this is kind of just a holdover until we get to the next Super series, or when we eventually get the manga, which who knows if that's ever going to happen. It's going to be coming out in the fall of 2024. The animation looks really crisp. We get some great CGI, it's not really chibi, but it's kind of close. Basically, Daima is another way of saying evil. So the English version of this title is Dragon Ball Evil, which I think is going to be interesting. We're going to see new villains. Hopefully we're going to see how this affects. Is this just going to affect the 7th universe, or is this going to affect the multiverse of Dragon Ball? Because I think it'd be really cute to see a chibi hit and Jiren, but not Ribrihen. Never Ribrihen. Too much love. But yeah, that's what I was originally going to talk about, just the original trailer. Just the trailer of Daima, and the fact that it was a really interesting celebration of the history of Dragon Ball. Kind of similar to what they did to promote the new Tenkaichi game, which also I have a little tidbit to add for that. There was a recent trademark for Sparking Zero, so I think that's going to be the title of the next Dragon Ball Tenkaichi game, which I'm incredibly excited for because I played that as a kid. But it was a really interesting celebration of the scope of Dragon Ball as a whole and where it's going, because this is going to be a full-length series. This is going to be something that they're going to dedicate a lot of time to. Go check out the trailer. It's only 3 minutes long. It's really cool. But that's what I was going to talk about. However, I took the extra time to go to Bandai Namco's YouTube channel, and I discovered a lot of other stuff going on for not just Dragon Ball, but the other anime games that they've got going on that they want to build hype for. Firstly, I want to say that Jujutsu Kaisen finally has a release date for their Cursed Clash game, and that's coming out February 2nd. I am so hyped for this because I can't wait to go in for some tag team fights. Speaking of tag team fights, this was the Cross versus game mode trailer for Xenoverse 2, and if you're unfamiliar with the Dragon Ball Xenoverse game, it's a third-person action RPG where you build up your own character, and the most recent update that they've put out kind of goes in hand with that, because it is a 3v3 battle where you have to level up your character to score more points than the opposing team. We're seeing a lot more team-based combat in these games, which I'm happy for. Also, there was the Festival of Universes, which is a free update for Xenoverse 2, and that will include some competition between universes. But before I go, I just want to talk about the fact that we got a Sandland English dub trailer, and I am so hyped for this because I'm so excited for Sandland, but this also means we're not only going to get a Japanese dub for the anime, but we're going to get an English dub. So that's awesome. I'm hyped. You should be excited because I'm also excited. Anyways, that has been Rob's Corner, and I will send you back to your regularly scheduled programming.
I can slightly hear it in the background.
You know what? I'm gonna keep that in as our intro, and greetings all. As Blaze so eloquently put, welcome to the PopCulture Effect. I guess today is it's just been kind of a really slow day. Like, not a lot has happened. I mean, there was a Realms game event, but I don't really think anybody's really caring about that. I mean, we've literally had an oversaturation of gaming conventions.
From what I've seen, there wasn't really much on it anyway.
There was like a cool game that I saw, like it was about Winnie the Pooh or something, or it was kind of similar to the Black Summer Games event where it was like just more horror games, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's spooky month.
Yeah, spooky month, October. And it's October, which is crazy to think about, honestly, because I feel like September just flew by. But with that out of the way, before we get into this episode, there is one little addendum that I gotta put in.
Addendum.
I would like to formally announce that I am going back into the Dragon Ball franchise because Dragon Ball Magic is coming out, and it's going to take place before the end of Z, but after all the manga stuff. And it's gonna make it so much more confusing because they may or may not be retelling GT because of how they're promoting it with little baby Goku. Or maybe that's Goten. Maybe Goten takes over the reins. Wait, no, Goten's aged up. That can't happen.
See, here, this really pisses me off because a lot of people have been wanting Super to continue, and they're just gonna skip it.
Yeah, just gonna skip it, because why not? And also, the other thing I want to get off my chest about this Dragon Ball nonsense is that we have not gotten the Granola or Moro arc because of the fact that Toei Animations doesn't trust Toyotaro's writing for the manga to adapt it into an animation. That is completely speculative. There is no way that I can prove that beyond just my own speculation, but that's what I believe is happening, and that is the reason why we've been getting these supplementary movies instead of an actual continuation of what's going on in the manga, because of the fact that the manga is not being held by Akira Toriyama. It's being written and illustrated by Toyotaro, but it's being supervised by Toriyama. So I just want to see Alter Ego, to be honest. And
because that's my boy.
Like, I just want Vegeta to get a single goddamn win because he can't catch a single break. Yeah, I'm most likely gonna trim it out of the version. But Angel, I just need to have a word with you, man. I need you to not until the end of the episode, please, because I really don't want to have to do extra editing for you sneaking in little sound effects.
My fault.
It is literally
is.
You are the one pressing the button. Don't gaslight me right now, dude. I have you on tape. I have you recorded. Blaze, I saw you. I saw that.
Oh my god.
I saw that, Blaze. You think I don't have Discord opened up right now? You think I don't see this shit? Anyways.
Wow.
Oh my god, please. It's going to give me anxiety at this point because I actually want to get into the main part of the episode now. You bitch. This is all staying in the YouTube version, by the way. That's what I love about this. Every single morsel of this is going to stay. But Angel, you're a goddamn bitch. But so I think it is very appropriate because Subset, you were supposed to front and back end the last episode, but you were a sick little boy and you weren't feeling well. So now I'm going to force you to start this episode by talking about not only one, but two anime adaptations of series that I feel are ones that you hold very near and dear. So please take us through this latest news of anime adaptations of video games.
Well, I was a bit surprised with one of them. The other I kind of knew, and that was Tomb Raider. That one I knew for a while, but I was worried that we haven't really heard anything on that for like a while, and I think it's been 3 years since they announced it, and I'm actually hyped. It's based on the first, the reboot of the game, Tomb Raider and whatnot, and it's being made by the same people who've been making Castlevania and the Masters of the Universe. So I'm very invested in this, and I can't wait for it to come out. And I'm interested in what they're going to keep and what they're going to change in this rendition of it, seeing that it's also based on a game and a movie.
I'm interested to see about it too, because I think it's going to be really cool seeing an anime adaptation for it. Because we haven't had, other than the games, we haven't had any, media of Tomb Raider in a while, other than the live action remake movie they did in, 2017, 2018. And that one was perceived pretty poorly.
It was mid.
That's the Angelina Jolie one, right?
No. There was the...
Oh, no, you said the remake one.
Yeah, the remake.
See, there's about as...
2007, 8, 2?
It was
That's the only one I remember.
Because there was the
the
remake one in 2018 with Alicia Vikander.
Yeah, and that was based on the first game. Well, as far as I can hear it, I heard about it. It was like okay. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too great, but I'm invested at least enough to see seeing a little bit of the Castlevania magic working its way onto the show. So I have high hopes. The other one of these animated series that have been announced caught me by surprise. Devil May Cry adaptation is coming out, and this is quite a dinner plate because the other one that was about Devil May Cry was an old one a while back, an anime version of it, and that's canon if you're not aware of that. And I'm very interested to see Dante once again on screen as a show format.
I'm curious if this is going to be like another like canon series, or if this is going to be its own spin-off thing that's not canon to the games in the anime they did a while back.
Yeah.
Is it just covering Dante, or is it going over like the actual like full story?
We're not sure, but by the looks of it, maybe around older Dante, like maybe around a little bit over Devil May Cry 4, 5, just the way how he looks.
He looks like he's wearing the outfit he wore in 4, so I'm wondering if this might be like a little bit before 4 or a little bit after 4, but not like way too far ahead to where it's close to 5, because he still looks pretty young from the from like the small shot we got of him.
I don't see no aftershave on his ass.
I don't know. See, I'm a weeb, and like I've played one Tomb Raider game and one Devil May Cry game about the same length of time, and I know nothing about the story or the characters or anything like that, but I just like how there's more anime, so I am happy with it. Go anime.
I found out as well that the studio that's making it, they're behind Legend of Korra, Kippo, Age of Wonder Beasts, The Witcher, Nightmare of the Wolf, and My Adventures with Superman. So in my opinion, it's in good hands right now.
I'm sorry. I need to make. There's another dum dum that I need to do here. My Adventures with Superman is amazing. It's incredible. I cannot believe that we haven't talked about it. I cannot believe we haven't talked about it. It is not garbage. I'm so upset that we haven't talked about it on this podcast.
We'll talk about it when it's
go watch it. Go watch it.
We'll talk about it when it gets even better. You know what I mean? I'm kidding.
That's season 2 announcement.
Season 2 announcement.
What I heard, Lois like carries that show.
I mean, yeah.
Very.
But then Mr. Mixapedalic is so cool, and it's so much more different than all the other interpretations.
It's not. It's more towards the comic version of him.
Well, okay, I guess I'm more so saying his other animated incarnations. It's different from that.
I don't know, man.
Unkinked, didn't you tell me something earlier about it being connected to something else?
Which one? Devil May Cry? Or...
Yeah, didn't you say it was going to be connected to a show that we are both really hyped about right now?
Blaze, that's not ready yet. It's not up next yet.
That's so funny.
That's later on, Blaze. Later on.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. But so something later in this podcast, there's going to be something that's going to be connected to it. That's going to be hyping a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, going back to Devil May Cry and Tomb Raider, like I'm very curious to see how they will adapt them in the animation, especially Devil May Cry. Like I feel like them with the way the power sets work in those games, like I feel like it's gonna be so cool and expressive.
It's gonna be gory as for sure. I want to see what kind of monsters or demons we're gonna see on the screen. But with that said, with this little,
because you're supposed to do like combos and flare attacks a lot in that game.
Yeah.
So I wanna see the animation of those things. And if we don't get Dante dancing, I'm gonna be upset.
I think the next thing we should cover is the past and present of Disney as a whole. And Gemini, there seems to be some sort of a collection that they're going to be releasing. Why don't you go into detail about that?
So yes, Disney in November my brain's dying. Anyway, November 14th, Disney is going to be releasing a 100 film Blu-ray collection called the Disney Legacy Animated Film Collection. Pre-orders for the Walmart exclusive are now available on Walmart.com if you are interested. However, before you go running into your wallets, it's going to be at least $1,500 for this bad boy. So
worth it.
Is it?
No, it's not.
Is
No,
it?
it's not.
Worth it.
No, it's not.
So
Okay, actually, gets complicated.
So here's the thing. It is, on one hand, I could see it being considered worth it. There are 118 discs in all, 100 for each individual film, and 18 additional bonus discs, and just with bonus content for Pixar films. They are HD transfers, not 4K Blu-rays. My smooth brain doesn't understand that. I mean, that's besides the point. So if it means anything to you, wahey or wahoo, But it has every single movie from, Toy Stories, The Black Cauldron, Frankenweenie, Robin Hood, pretty much almost every animated movie that Disney has done since 1937, which was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Like, I remember hearing that I think they even include some of the really, really obscure movies that Disney has put out.
I wonder. Ooh. Oh, wait, no, this is their animated, though, so they wouldn't have that one. If you guys know which one I'm talking about, please tell me you know which Disney movie I'm talking about.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Please, it was one that Disney released, and then they very quickly they locked it away.
What was it? What was it about?
Possibly.
Song of the South.
Put in Discord.
I have never heard.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I don't.
It's Song of the
Very
South.
old film. Very
Yeah, we
old
can.
film.
Yeah, Robbie, you can cut this part out.
Is it
'cause
a
this is just me-
racist song or is it a racist movie?
Yes, Song of the South was marketed as this goofy, cartoony animal movie, but that's actually I'd say I've never watched it. I'm just going off from what I've been told because it is hard to find a copy of it because it was out for a little bit and then Disney quickly threw that in the trash.
I can see why.
Yeah, it's very minimal cartoony hee hee ha ha Disney animal shit.
Yeah,
And then
pro-slavery.
it very quickly, pro-slavery, just racial relations in the South and everything during this time period of slavery and everything. And it did not stick around very long, and it's very hard to find a copy of Song of the South. So that's why I'm curious. I highly doubt it because it's live action. That's the other thing. The rest of the movie is live action, but they marketed it as a cartoon kids movie. That was the funniest
because they actually had cartoon characters within it. With
The one movie I'm wondering if they'll include is Who Framed Roger Rabbit, just with the ties to Warner Brothers. If it's what it classifies
I was gonna say, let me check because they actually did give a list of all 100, and
which it's crazy to think that they've been.
What year did that
the company's
release?
Been,
Framed Roger
1995.
Rabbit? Yeah, it's late 90s.
No, it is not on here. Goofy movie is though.
Oh, sorry.
Ah, damn, that was 95.
Wow. Okay, I'm sorry. It was 1988. I'm stupid. Holy.
Okay, no, that's Oliver and Company.
But yeah, it's just crazy to think that Disney as a company, as an entertainment company, has been alive for over 100 years.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
And it's funny how, I don't know, man. I just feel like you could literally make an entire museum exhibit, much like how Nintendo is opening their own museum. I feel like there's just so much you could talk about and discuss and showcase from the entire history of Disney. It's unbelievable.
I know it's even kind of cool that I just found out about that's Disney related. I just found out about today. Disneyland is for the first time putting a tattoo shop in Disneyland by professional artists who have been trained to do all types of Disney art from old to new, and some of them are even storyboard artists that help some of the sketch arts of the films for slideshows.
That's really cool.
I'd get a Who Framed Roger Rabbit tattoo. I feel like that would encapsulate me as a person.
Yeah, I don't think that's part of the lineup because this is their animated movies. Apparently, this whole thing will come with a lithograph poster for their new movie that's coming out, Wish, a numbered certificate of authenticity, and a fancy crystal Mickey Mouse ears cap when you buy one of these, good old $1,500 Disney things. You want to know something though?
So wait.
Here's the thing. So they're selling this for like 1,500, 15 grand, right? 15,000, 1,500. I don't know.
No,
I
15 grand is different than
I didn't do math. Math isn't me. Anyway,
math isn't me.
shut up. I'm just thinking of all the like people who I bet like the big like Disney like fans. I bet you a lot of them probably have a good chunk of these movies, if not all of them, on their original like
100 for the complete collection. That seems a bit much.
Yeah, especially like, yeah, okay, I get it. You're probably not going to be able to find a copy of the original Dumbo anytime soon. Probably not. And, you know, if you want to watch it, you're either going to have to see if great grandma Shirley's got it up in the attic, or...
Quick question. Is this going to be all in DVD or Blu-ray?
Blu-ray.
Blu-ray, okay. And it's 100 of them?
100 plus 18 extra discs.
Because it's just got like so much extra content, right? Like,
so
yeah,
Blu-rays these days are usually around 20 to 25 bucks. With it being a Disney movie, probably being closer to the 25 bucks for brand new. Oh damn, okay, never mind. I'm gonna shut the up right now, because if you're buying them all individually at 25 bucks a piece, it'd be $2,500
so wait,
for all of it individually.
And you are getting like, you know, a certificate of authenticity, I guess, a little poster and like a cute little crystal hat.
I'm an idiot. Are there 100 movies, or is it to celebrate 100 years?
Yes.
Honestly, well, the first movie was released in 1937. It is now 2023.
Oh, okay, I see.
It doesn't really say what it's for. Maybe they did reach their 100 movie, like animated movie milestone.
It is 100, and then it'll be another 50 years before they get to 200.
Well, yeah, but
actually, with how many movies and content they put. Wait,
probably
does this
less.
count?
When didn't they say they were going only animated?
Here's my question: is this only theatrical released animated movies? What about movies that were released on streaming?
Well, if we're looking at the recent ones, I will be honest, I don't know if recent ones, which ones released in theaters and which ones
Encanto was definitely released theaters.
Yeah, Encanto's on here. Luca. Was Soul released in theaters?
It was Disney Plus only.
Well, Soul is on here.
I never saw Soul. Was that a good movie?
I don't know.
I heard that it was really good.
I really should check it out. I've been wanting to watch.
I mean, there's some here that I've never even heard of, but granted, they were released in the 40s. Like, we got Saludos Amigos. Never heard of it. Fun and fancy free.
What about the Three Caballeros?
That's on there. Caballeros.
Yeah.
What the did you say? Don't say that, please.
I don't know what I thought I said the thing.
Do not say that word.
You need to edit that out.
Wait, was that not a good what did I say?
You just said it so poorly.
Oh, okay. I thought I said a slur.
No.
I said something bad.
No, you might as well with how bad
The Three Caballeros was my favorite OG Disney classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Please stop.
Can I move into the timeout corner?
You're shaving like decades off of my life. Anywhoosies. Yeah, so that is on there. There's, you know, The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Black Cauldron. Yeah. The Black Cauldron. That was such a good movie. Great Mouse Detective. The Rescuers Down Under.
Atlantis.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, that was such a good movie. That's like probably one of my favorite.
It was a really good movie. But they never did anything with it.
Oh yes.
Well, they did. Technically, they did.
You know what?
Wait a minute.
I need to. I need to go on a little bit of a rant here because I didn't realize that all the classics have sequels. I didn't know Pocahontas had a sequel.
Yeah.
I didn't know that these movies had sequels that were bad, like Aladdin 2. I didn't know Aladdin had a sequel. I didn't know.
Aladdin has 2 sequels, actually.
I thought the only animated movie that got a series was Lion King.
No, they all got a sequel.
There's Aladdin, Aladdin 2, and Aladdin the King of Thieves.
I thought Aladdin King of the Thieves was Aladdin 2.
No, there's also Jafar Returns.
No. Yeah, that's
like, aren't the sequels just like really shit quality?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing with a lot of the older Disney sequels is, at least with the ones that were really bad and don't get talked about. So, like the Aladdin.
Were they made on
ones.
A different format?
Yes and no, because here's the because a prime example actually where you can see this is the sequel to Atlantis: The Lost Empire. They thought that the movie did pretty well, so they were going to see if they could try and make it into a TV show, but it never ended up really getting far. So they had maybe like one to 3 episodes planned out, and because it didn't really get too far in being passed and greenlit as a TV show, they just bundled them up into a movie, which is why I watched the sequel to Atlantis, because I was like, oh shit, I love the first one. I bet the second one's really good. No, it was shit. No, they didn't. But the movie feels like you're watching, the first 3 episodes of a TV show, because it probably was supposed to be like that. Then there are ones where they did pretty well and still got a TV show. The Emperor's New Groove for one. Then we had Kronk's New Groove. Then we had The Emperor Goes to School.
Wait, Kronk's New Groove?
You've never seen Kronk's New Groove?
Kronk's New
Great. It's not on this list either. That makes me pissed.
Great.
You're getting called out for not being a Disney fan whatsoever. You don't know half of these.
I know like a couple of them.
But you have never, bruh, turn on Disney Plus after this, playing whatever game you're going to, and watch Kronk's New Groove right after this. I swear to God.
I'm gonna watch Soul. I'm gonna watch Soul, and then I'll watch Kronk's New Groove.
Watch Kronk's New Groove right now after the recording. I swear to God.
I want to watch Soul.
Fly out to Canada.
I
will tie your ass to your fucking chair and make you watch these sequels. I swear to you rat-footed Canadian.
That's so rude. Why would you call out my rat feet? Nobody can. This is an audio medium. You didn't have to call.
Why did you confirm your rat feet?
Because I'm a truth teller. I'm a news teller. I gotta tell nothing but the truth.
When has the media ever not lied?
I don't think news teller and truth teller have ever gone hand in hand.
No, they don't. No, they do not.
Hey, some radio stations like CJSW.
I believe Ron Burgundy made an entire movie about that.
Oh man.
But yes. Anyway, had to think for a second of where I was gonna go with this. My bad.
Hey, I mean, I'm just happy that there's finally, Scalper's gonna pick this up and they're gonna resell it for a crazy amount of money, but
they always
I'm
do
at least,
this shit.
I'm at least glad that there is a physical copy of every movie that Disney has put out, and I think that's really cool. I think that's cool. I love, especially for completionists. Yeah, I know we know not every, but we don't talk about
No. I was also going to add that they didn't add a lot of their shitty sequels to this list either. I noticed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they didn't add a lot of their stinky sequels to this list, so that's why most. I'm assuming it's probably a lot of their movies that did well.
Unpopular opinion, King of Thieves was the best Aladdin.
I never really liked Aladdin, so I didn't watch King of Thieves. But there's Pooh's Heffalump movie.
My favorite movie, and it will never be topped by any other Disney film, Treasure Planet.
Wait,
yes,
who developed
that's
Ferdinand?
facts.
That is the one that wins every time.
Was that Ferdinand with John Cena? Was that DreamWorks? I feel like that was DreamWorks.
I don't even know what movie you're talking about, my guy.
I think that was...
It was 20th Century.
Yeah, that was a completely different...
I hated that movie. I hated it so much. It's so bad. I know it has nothing to do with anything that we're talking about, but...
It doesn't, but that's fine. Anyway, moving on from the rather pricey Disney 100 film collection of Blu-ray by the mouse himself.
Which I feel like you could just watch all these movies on Disney Plus at a vastly cheaper price.
Yeah, but they have, Disney has a tendency to do the whole vault system, and when it's in the vault, you can't touch it for however long it's in the vault.
If this was sold for $750, I could see there being a lot more interest.
Yeah.
The vault won't break open until public domain.
Yeah.
The vault's broken open many a time.
I mean, we also get... By the way, that Winnie the Pooh horror movie is getting a sequel.
Jesus.
Yes.
They ended it on such a cliffhanger, too.
You watched it?
Moving on from the big mouse himself. Blaze, what do you have to tell us about the Percy Jackson reboot trailer? I don't know. I never got into this series.
Yeah, so, still kind of talking about the big mouse because it's still under Disney. But, I'm a little curious. Who all here has read any of the Percy Jackson books or have seen the movies?
I have read all but one and seen all but one of the movies.
Isn't it like Harry Potter for edgy boys?
It's Harry Potter for people that like Greek mythology.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, so it's Greek Harry Potter.
Yeah.
But anyway, speaking of the books, I just heard that they released another one where it's Percy Jackson in college. But moving on,
Wait, hold on. In like a modern day college?
the Percy Jackson books take place in modern day.
Oh. I've never. I thought it was
Idiot.
like Clash of the Titans on
Yeah.
like Teletoon type shit,
no,
where it was
no.
like they learn from
It's-
he was learning from gods
It's
and
the
shit.
gods' kids. No, it's the gods' kids. It's about the gods' kids.
Yeah, they're
They're
half human, half god children.
Because gods can't stop, baby.
But
Especially the Greek ones.
Especially Zeus whatever moves.
Anyway, Disney Plus is doing a reboot of the Percy Jackson series, which was a movie series that Disney, but a movie series that film tried to do back in like the early 2010s with Lightning Thief and Sea of Monsters. But this one is going to be a show version of the Percy Jackson series based off the books. With how they're going to do it is each season is going to cover each one of the books, starting off with Lightning Thief. And this series is said to be more accurate than how the movies did. They're trying to stay very close to the source material as possible. And doing so, they're also making sure the actors feel very accurate in age, as they've actually casted a lot of young actors who are like the appropriate age and looks for these characters, especially
I mean, you say that, but I feel like in every show, like the ones that are playing teenagers are always in their 20s.
Yeah, but these ones are actually appropriate ages. Like Walker Scoble, who is going to be playing Percy Jackson himself, he is like the appropriate, approximate age for Percy Jackson from the books. And they actually look like they're like just out of middle school or like just freshmen going into high school, instead of the characters from like the movies where they were good actors, but they looked like they were in college.
And they actually look like they're characters from the books.
Yeah, but Walker Scoble, I'm really excited to see how he plays Percy Jackson in this series, because he was also the kid in the Adam Project on Netflix with Ryan Reynolds, and he killed that role. He was very charismatic and witty, and I'm interested just to see like how he plays as Percy. Another good character that I'm excited to see in this as well, though rest in peace, Lance Reddick is going to be in the first season as well as Zeus. Probably just gonna have to recast him, unfortunately, but at least we get to see one more thing of Lance Reddick after his passing. I think this will probably be the last thing he filmed before he passed.
It won't be the last thing we see for gamers, though.
No, Destiny fans were going to be hearing him for a while until Destiny 2 eventually dies, even though Keith David is taking over for his voice in Destiny. But anyway, the trailer that was released for the series shows off a lot of scenes that look very familiar to the original Percy Jackson movie that they did. Some scenes feel very close to how the original movie adaptation was, but they said that this one's going to follow the books even more closely to the source material and be more accurate with stuff. The first movie was all right. It was mostly the second movie that kind of killed it for the movie version of the franchise. But I just hope if they keep this format where each season's going to follow each book closely, I think it's going to do fine, because the thing that f***ed up the movies so much was the first one was good. The second one combined and changed orders of some of the books into like one movie, which made a lot of people hate it, and that's why it got canceled afterwards, so we didn't get anything else. But
and they did my boy Tyson dirty.
They did do Tyson dirty. I fucking hated that. But the series is gonna, for the first season at least, it's going to consist of 8 episodes with a 2-episode premiere on December 20th on Disney Plus. So it's not right around the corner, but it's only a couple months away.
I'm excited for that.
Me too. I love those types of stories, like Percy Jackson, Harry Potter, those types of series I really adore, and I'm really excited to see this as a show.
Rockin Rob, tell us about that Hulorama.
I am very glad that your mic cut out right as you.
I know
at the
it
end of
peaked.
that.
It peaked.
Of course it did. It was amazing. But yeah, this, like, I don't know, man. I loved Futurama when it first aired, and when they had their first ending, and then when they had their second ending,
And then
and
got
then
canceled
they
a
had
couple
their-
times.
and then they had their third ending,
5 times.
and then they had like their fourth ending, and then I think this is another technically it's not even ending because there's 10 more episodes coming out. Anyways, Futurama came back with a 20 episode list, but they've only released the first 10. The second 10 will be coming out later on, and I honestly feel like this is going to take up a lot of the episodes, so I'm only going to go over the 5 that I feel are or 5 or 6 that I feel are the most important when it comes to really showcasing what this. It's like it's not a reboot, continuation. It's season 11. It's season 11, which is really weird because it is simultaneously broadcast on Hulu and Disney Plus. So when you go to watch it on Disney Plus, it says Hulu Rama, and it's like ooh, and then they do the Hulu episodes, and it's like ooh, I feel the corporate synergy going on here. So the first episode, The Impossible Stream, I feel like is the most important one to go through, because this takes place right after the Meanwhile episode, which was the last episode of season 10, where Fry stopped time and he had to keep trying to reset it to go to Leela because he. Anyways, basically, it's really weird how they explain it, because some aspects of the universe are all aspects of the universe are frozen, but then some aspects of the universe like kind of aren't, which like I'll get into later. But basically, Farnsworth reveals in a very hilarious way that they are now in the world, the year 3023, which is really interesting for some of the later episodes. But what basically happens is Fry contemplates the fact that he's spent 20 years in the future and he hasn't accomplished anything. So he goes out to set a life goal. And the interesting part about this is Leela, to tie together the relationship they've been trying to build, is actually being very supportive of this life goal, which Fry later finds out to be watching every single TV show that has ever been made. And this episode,
their version of Hulu, I should add.
Yeah, Fulu. It was great. Oh, it was great. Yeah, the Fulu episode was really ham-fisted, at least when it came to its messaging about streaming, especially at the end. But this whole episode was just focused on Bender and Leela having to bring Calculon back, who died in a season 7 episode, Calculon 2.0, and basically recreating All My Circuits, because that is the last show that Fry left to watch. And I think it's a really interesting episode. I think it's a really cool episode that calls back to a lot of the early Calculon humor. There was even an interesting spot where they referenced the writer's room, and there was actually references to the Futurama, like there were basically stand-ins for the Futurama writing team, which I found really interesting. And then Bender took it over because he's an AI. But yeah, good episode all around.
It was a big bash on themselves, essentially, for
Pretty
the first
much.
episode back.
Pretty much. Yeah, it was good. The next episode I want to talk about, because I can't skip over it, is a Bitcoin episode. It's cryptocurrency, guys. They did it. They did an episode on it.
Terrible.
It's called
Not
How
terrible
the
is
West
bad,
was. How the West was 1010001, and this was bad, dude. I'm not even exaggerating. I'm gonna read my notes verbatim for a second, just to give you guys a little behind the scenes. A Bitcoin episode where the professor goes bankrupt and heads to the Wild West. Absolutely nothing of note for 5 minutes except for the seeds of a Hermes Dwight B plot, until Roberto, the killer robot, shows up, and he's literally the best part of the whole episode with his gun knife that he invented, stole. And man, like honestly, with this episode and the second episode about Amy and her kids, there's just a lot of kids valuing other people over their parents motifs throughout a couple of these episodes. And Fry runs off with the Borax kid. It's just an interesting dynamic with how much Fry looks up to him with his previous appearances throughout the show and his related book series. But I think the only other thing of note for this episode, aside from the fact that it was just so cringe. It was just so, like, the cryptocurrency lingo was so cringe. I just couldn't. I almost turned off the episode, I'm not gonna lie. It was kind of bad. But there was a really cool 3D perspective shot, so that was cool for animation's sake. Yeah, I'm sorry, by the way, for I wrote down so many fucking notes for these episodes. Like, I am just trying to breeze through these as best
Imagine the
I
man
can.
said that he was ready and all set. Doesn't even have marked what episodes that he wanted to talk about.
Shut up, dude. I knew I was going to talk about them and I was gonna just think on the fly. Anyways, so the next episode I'd like to talk about is, I think, the one that I was most looking forward to, and that's a mom-related episode, and it's called Related to Items You've Viewed. Now, this is the Alexa and Amazon episode, or I guess you could say Mamazon and Invasa, because mom basically just, she just kind of creates her own Amazon and it just takes over everything in a metaphorical sense and in a literal sense. And I don't know, I really like that episode just because we get a little bit more into the mindset of mom, and it's an episode that I just feel could have fit in with, like, say, season 10. You know, it wasn't one that really completely blew me away until like the latter half of the episode, but it was a cool concept. And the B plot was Bender feeling like a third wheel because of Fry and Leela's new relationship, which led him to starting a job at Mamazon, which was cool. But I don't know, I feel like when it comes to these episodes, a couple of them are good, but a couple of them are noteworthy, and a couple of them you could technically miss. And the next episode I'd like to talk about, because wait, hold on. So there's a couple episodes I'd like to talk about, because I literally can't not talk about this next episode, which is called Rage Against the Vaccine. Now, Menace, if you've seen this episode, you know exactly what they've brought to the table. So they have not only like basically this season was just kind of their Animaniacs reboot, where they were just they had all this time.
They're just bashing on everything that's happened in the past few years.
So the episode begins with the triumph over COVID-19, but then they immediately reveal that there's a new strain called Explovid 23, and man, I just feel like that hits a little bit different with all the strains that have been popping up and all, and like if the fact that it still kind of hasn't really ended, you know, like it's
fun fact. It's been integrated just like the Spanish flu. It's always going to be here, and there's nothing we can do about it anymore.
And that was a funny. I love how your mic got cut off. So it's as if I'm censoring you, but it's just the universe that is censoring you from.
We can talk about it. It's not. What do you mean? It doesn't need to be censored.
Okay. I'm just referencing the fact that in the before 4 times when the first bit of COVID was happening, like nobody on YouTube dared mention the actual name of COVID. They all like tried to find ways around saying it.
Oh yeah, but like yeah. So essentially, it's been integrated like into our society so much that it's like Spanish flu. It's always gonna be
here.
It's
like the common cold, dude. Like I got COVID, bro.
Like
everybody got it.
There's a biologist I watch on YouTube, and even he said like it's here to stay now. There's nothing we can do. Which
is unfortunate because we could have done so much more for it, but that's more for a political talk and not a news talk.
There was with how immunogenic it is, not really.
But yeah, but this episode, okay, but to bring things back to a later note, because I know COVID is just so goddamn depressing. I'm so happy because we finally get Bill Nye, the mother science guy, in a goddamn Futurama episode, and it was amazing. He was only in it for a little bit, but it was totally worth it. I loved it. And then we just like completely switch focuses to Hermes, because he's going on this voodoo solution journey to solve the virus. And oh, by the way, their approach to masks honestly looked more stupid than how South Park did their chin diapers. It was really bad. But yeah, we got not only Wernstrom, but we got Dr. Banjo with his Dr. Banjo Experience podcast Experience Hour. And I just want to say I just love that. I love the concept of Red Pill Dr. Banjo having a Guy Bro podcast.
I want to add something for that episode. That I thought they like kind of rehashed over, because part of the whole voodoo thing involves La Barbara and Barbados Slim. Obviously, whenever it goes into Hermes,
spoilers.
They always show up. That's not spoilers. It's literally just people that always show up when it involves Hermes.
I will say this. I was excited when I saw Barbados Slim because I didn't expect it.
But I thought they had already hashed over the fact of their relationship, but then it seems to like fall back a little bit.
See, but I thought in one of the previous ending movies that their marriage and love was rekindled.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then it seems like they just fell back into the old trope.
I think Hermes' wife is a...
I mean, we've already seen that.
I mean, yeah. The other thing I want to say about this episode real quick before moving on, because I need to move on because I'm talking about Futurama way too much and we have a lot more to get into. There are some really cool new character models for robots in this episode that I feel like are worth checking out. I'm not going to reveal what they are, but they do look really cool. And yeah, just another ham-fisted message, especially in the end with the vaccine. But, you know, I thought it was cool. I thought it was an interesting episode. And I think there's two more episodes I want to cover because I feel like with the episodes that I am talking about, I can't not talk about this because I hate Zap Brannigan and I'm so glad this clown got canceled because okay, this is another moment where I have to read my notes verbatim. Literally right at the start, Jesus Christ, I don't want to watch this episode. Oh man, I love that. But yeah, this is an episode where the chauvinist asshole Zap Brannigan finally gets his comeuppance for his treatment of Kip, which leads into like Zap kind of takes the B plot while Leela takes the A plot of becoming the new captain of Dupe. I hate it. I hate Dupe. I hate the name Dupe. It's so dumb. By the way, I want to say that
I forget what the name of the ship actually is.
It is the Nimbus.
The Nimbus, yeah.
This Nimbus, I want to say this right now, and I think it's because of the fact that Zap Brannigan, like once he got canceled and he got stripped of his license and his ability to captain. Like, I never was able to appreciate how beautiful the Nimbus is as a ship, but now that Leela's captaining it, I can actually appreciate the actual look, because I feel like whenever I look at the ship, I'm always like, I always just see Zap's overcompensation whenever he's driving that ship, but I feel like now I can actually finally appreciate what it is. Also, this sensitivity training was 8 hours long, but literally the only thing of note from Zap's part of the story is that we get more new character designs, which I'm always happy for. And
there was a lot more to that episode than you're making.
Well, yeah, Durians are gross. Durians are gross. They go to a new planet and be able to experience a new species, but Zap's an asshole. That's basically...
I'm not talking about just that. Like, he did learn stuff, but he just doesn't
Did he,
care.
though?
Like,
did he learn anything?
Yes, he did, but he doesn't care is the thing. But the whole thing is that he actually, and there was more to it. That there's a lot more to these episodes than what you're portraying is what.
But that's what I'm like. I'm just giving the cliff notes that I got from the episode. Obviously, there's going to be a lot more that people can appreciate from actually going and watching the episode. I'm just giving the cliff notes of what I remember from the episode because I'm gonna be honest. The planet that they went to construct the peace treaty, which ended up being a ruse to get air, like
spoilers.
Oh yeah, and like Barbados Slim wasn't a spoiler.
It wasn't. It's a reoccurring character that always shows up.
Okay, well, fair point. Yeah, the new planet had a really nice art style to it, and yes, I guess Zap did technically learn something in his sensitivity training, which I think that was somewhat of an interesting part of the story. I just feel like I gravitated more towards the Leela A plot of bringing Bender and Fry on to kind of she just feels unfulfilled with Planet Express, which kind of leads her into wanting to pilot the Nimbus now that Zap's out of commission. But yeah, I just feel like the status quo was reset far too quickly, and I feel like Zap should have faced a little bit more consequences for literal decades of treating Kif like a piece of shit. Maybe have Zap
treats everybody like shit.
Yeah, but but he treats Kif specifically worse. He uses him as a towel.
He also got him killed early in season 10.
Spoilers.
It was the season that was like 3 years ago. What do you mean spoilers?
And I'm just now getting into Bioshock.
I never saw season 10.
Exactly. Yeah, the last episode I want to talk about before moving on, because holy shit, I've talked about this for 30 goddamn minutes, and I need to move on, is the season finale, which is All the Way Down. And I genuinely had a really nice time. I had a really nice time watching this episode because it dives into the concept of simulations and whether or not we are in a simulation. And I feel like this had a great way of illustrating that point. With Bender being a robot, he vies for the simulated versions of their characters to have to live and have a full life. And I really appreciated that aspect of it. I really appreciated the transition between 8-bit and fully rendered visuals once they had more power, and it was a really cool episode to dive into. And the final moment of the episode kind of was a little interesting, but I think that overall it was a good season ender just because of the overall effort that it went into, like just like the story itself. I just felt it was a really good way to cap off the first 10 episodes. Also, we got a mention of Professor Farnsworth's Doomsday Device collection that is littered throughout the house, or the Planet Express building. But yeah, I think all in all, the Futurama episodes that I like these 10 episodes have been really good overall. I feel like this has kind of rejuvenated a lot of people's interest in Futurama. I feel like there was a lot of, like, obviously, like, this Hulu tied into their inclusion into Fortnite and all this resurgence, but I feel like the fan base it never really died. It was just the fact that the show kept dying. But yeah, like, I don't know. It was like, I just feel like it was less about the fan base withering away and more just about the show never being able to be I say this show never survived a cancellation, but this show has been canceled so many times, and I feel like the fan base have largely kept it alive. So I don't know. I think they were good episodes all around, but yeah, definitely go check it out. I definitely say just check it out on Disney Plus, because Hulu isn't allowed in Canada for some reason, even with a VPN. It's really dumb. What? I don't really like it, but who knows? Maybe this resurgence in this series will lead to other shows. I would love to see a Gravity Falls like continuation. I know that they're already making a Phineas and Ferb reboot, and Dan Povenmire is already written the first song, and I'm really excited for that. Anyways, with that being said, I would like to implore all of those listening today to go check out all the stuff we had talked about today. It was a busy day filled with me talking about Futurama for way too long, if I'm going to be honest. But you know what? That's what happens sometimes. Sometimes you get episodes where one story, there's just a lot to talk about, you know? Or just somebody goes on forever and nobody shuts them up. But anyways, I'd like to implore everyone to go check out all the other incredible podcasts that CJSW has to offer. And I'd like to thank all my wonderful co-hosts. I'd like to thank my wonderful friends, starting with Menace.
Oh yeah, always a good time.
Moving on to Blaze.
Fun as always. Also, addendum of my own. Robbie, you bitch.
The fucking audacity of you. And Gemini.
Pleasure as always.
And I'm definitely going to do this just to have a little bit of fun with editing. Totally not pre-recorded audio of Subset.
Heyo!
Cringe as
cringe.
Dude,
Robbie cringe.
No, I
Robbie
know,
cringe.
Oh, it's absolutely dreadful. But yeah, from all of my friends, including the friend that totally is still here, right, Subset?
Heyo!
Just throwing a random, like, yeah.
Heyo. No, I'm just gonna throw in two random heyos.
Yeah.
Just for the comedy of it. But yeah, I'd like to say thank you all for listening to our rambunctious ramblings, and we will all see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your evening, everybody.
Bye.
Oh my god!
Everybody's volume is being recorded. I didn't f up. We're good.
Preacher Bubba, you're a bitch.
Wow.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Blaze has an announcement.
What?
You have an announcement that you wanted to make publicly to all of us right at the start of this recording?
Oh shit, we're recording?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Y'all ready for
No.
the segment of my new soundboards?
That's a
Yeah,
terrible segment, but
if
we'll go
only
with it.
I could hear it. Woo.
Yeah, fuck you
Yeah,
guys.
right. Yeah, fuck you, bitch. You
In
can't hear
honor of it
shit.
being the first day of Spooky Month.
Oh, yeah.
Is it spooky scary?
Take a spooky dookie.
I like that.
What?
Take a spooky dookie.
I love that. That's great.
That's awesome.
All right, and with that,
Hold on, I'm not ready.
Also, Bobbert servers are up.
hey, we're gonna play some Ultra Rumble.
No, we're not. Sure.
We're playing party animals with everybody.
Are we gonna play the Partisi?
Stop. He named his character fucking Partussi for party animal.
Yeah,
And that's in the recording now.
it's the party pussy.
Okay.
And that's in the recording.
Hey, Trin was the
Someone move
first
him
one to
the
say
timeout corner,
pussy.
please. Can someone
So
move him
now
to the
I
timeout
feel
corner,
like
please?
I can say pussy now.
Yeah,
The door.
but I probably said it in a different manner.
Also, I definitely censored you when you said pussy. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
Good.
I feel like I draw the line at sex talk. I feel like fuck, pussy, dick. Well, I feel like dick is one that we can get by.
Dick.
Alright, so are we ready to go? Wait, what? Who the fuck kicked me out of this shit?
I can move you, bitch.
I hate you. I hate you.
Do you speak it?
You don't do that because okay, it doesn't
Wow.
disrupt the recording. You're lucky,
Wow.
but oh my
Wow.
god, Subset. Do I have to make this announcement every fucking episode that we can't have these sound effects during the news? Just or at least in ways that I can edit them out where they're not like that.
Take a spooky dookie.
Take a
love it.
spooky dookie. I love it. I love it so much.
Oh, I got some time. I could probably play around.
Oh right, I still gotta smoke the weed. Dude! Ah! Oh right, and I gotta turn my fan off,
Hey, Trin,
and I gotta close my windows closed.
why are you being such a...
Well,
I don't know, man.
the crack.
That's in the recording.
Whack.
Alright. There we go. I'm back. I'm back, baby. Guess who's back with a brand new track?
Also, your mic
Okay.
picked that up, so that's in the recording that you
Yeah,
smoke
no
crack?
shit, obviously, yeah. Dude, didn't you know?
Dude, he's gonna fucking have an aneurysm.
See, man, it's fine. If you want to do it, it's fine. Play as many sound effects as you want. It's
Oh, okay,
just
yeah, sure.
no.
Why did your mic
No,
get
listen.
so loud?
No, no. Okay.
English,
Let me
motherfucker, do you speak it?
let me rephrase
Wow.
myself.
Wow.
By the way, every
Wow.
time you play that specific
Wow.
sound effect, I have to censor the word fuck.
Wow.
And now I have to censor
Wow.
myself saying fuck, and I have to do
Wow.
it again.
Fuck.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
I
have to.
Wow.
You don't even need to keep this part in.
I
Bobber.
have to keep it in because it is content, and I just bumped my mic.
Wow.
This is
Wow.
Not
really
content.
It
This
is
not
content.
No,
it is
isn't.
120%
This is
content
not
because
content.
it shows how we
I
get.
hope you
It
don't
shows
keep
how.
these in.
Wow.
Of course I do.
Wow.
It shows how we
Wow.
get ready. It shows
Wow.
how we. Angel, shut up.
Wow.
I can't
Okay, no,
wait
that
to
I have
take
to.
over
That I have
editing.
to edit out. That I have to
Oh,
edit
dude,
out.
no one would ever fucking stick around for this shit unless they were long-time listeners. Like, a new listener hearing this shit, they'd be like, what the fuck? These are a bunch of goddamn retards.
Hey,
and
but
click
here's
off.
the thing.
Yeah,
but here's the thing.
Robert,
All this.
you do realize-
this whole part is at the very end of the episode when they've already listened to the episode.
Wow.
I've said this multiple times.
Wow.
Angel, I need to stop calling you Angel if I'm gonna be, because I gotta edit out all the times
Terrible
I
at
do it.
this.
I really am. Everybody else I'm fine with, but for some reason, God. All right. Hold on, let me smoke real quick.
Maybe to be fair, it's also because I don't care, but I know Angel does. Fuck me. God damn.
Wow.
Subset.
Also, Blaze I saw you playing Ultra Rumble earlier. How you feeling?
I just did the tutorial. I didn't actually play it.
The game's fucking difficult. I'll tell you that right now.
It's really hard to lock onto enemies to fight.
Oh, I don't use aim assist because it fucks you up. Because you want to aim. You want to like aim ahead of them, like lead your attacks.
Yeah.
I took aim assist off completely. I play Shigaraki, and I've been whooping ass.
I'm either gonna play Dabi or Hiroshima.
Basic.
Dude, Dabi is so OP. His ranged attack, if you hold the actual aim button and then attack, it tracks. His fireballs track people.
Alright.
Not here for teammate.
Alright, intro's been playing for a while. I think it's about time that I jumpstart this episode. Okay, alright.